good day. Right in the middle of quarter 3 of camp. This is always the week or the quarter of camp where you really get to figure out who we're becoming. The boys attacked it the right way. We've gone shells, full shells. We'll have another day of shells tomorrow, so really stacking some good competitive days, and the guys are responding the right way. Really pleased with where we're at. There's still a ton to clean up, but the mindset, the effort, the attitude that these guys have been providing each and every single day has been really, really good.
The past week, anybody that jumped out at you?
There's been guys who have flashed, I think Bio, I know you guys are going to talk to here, has done a really nice job. His really, really good, his really, really poor in the spring was really, really wide. And he's done a really nice job of really closing that off and being much more consistent. There's still room for him to consistently get better with his play. I think he'll be the first to tell you that. But the pad level that he's been playing with has been really good. Kalen Ellis is another big that's done a really nice job as he's worked his way back into shape through summer conditioning to this point. You can tell his play speed is getting better and better. Miles Kit Denton flashed a little bit over the weekend, which has been good. I feel like both quarterbacks are settling in and finding, their timing and the location within the throw game, which is good, which is then challenging the back end more. Trey continues to be a problem. August has flashed off the edge. So there's been some guys that have stepped up and that have emerged, yeah.
What about the offensive line this year compared to last year?
Night and day. Night and day. I mean, the work that Coach Schmidt has done, our recruiting staff, the support of the community, we have the resources that are needed to go get the big bodies that are at a premium. I mean, the good Lord only made so many people that are big, fast, and strong with the size of the talent that we've accumulated, right? And then there's just the raw numbers that, as we stood here a year ago, right, there was only 9 scholarship guys. We have 15 scholarship guys. I mean, so as these guys are walking by, again, I feel a heck of a lot more comfortable, right? That's a whole hell of a lot of mass that's going to kick some ass this year, and I'm pretty fired up about that.
He's got some experience too, a lot of upperclassmen on that line. How much does that help? Just knowing guys where you don't have to worry about them having to get through the big game jitters and things.
Yeah, I mean, I think, as much as we replicate and we preach that we want to create a game-like environment on the practice field, and I feel like we've done that better through spring ball and summer camp, like there is nothing that compares to, actual game reps. We're going to get as close as we can Thursday night. Like, lights will be on, there'll be people in the stands, and we'll mimic that. But yeah, when you get in there and you got guys that are up front that have real college reps, real college experience, they understand the speed of the game, how fast the game's, the twist, the communication has to happen for all 5 of those guys to be on the same page. It's crucial. And so we're spoiled with the talent. We're spoiled having Ross and his understanding of the system, Christian as well, and obviously Joe coming back. Like, all of those guys have helped the new guys assimilate so that they know, like, hey, they got dropped in here. Like when Bio got dropped in and Kalen got dropped in and Mike got dropped in, it's like getting dropped in another country. Like, yeah, football's going on, but what's the language, right? And how do I order my favorite food, right, as this thing goes on, so we all get on the same page and go have a good night together. And they've done a great job. The old guys who have been around have done a great job teaching them the language so we can be operating at the efficiency that we are right now.
In your offense, the way you run it, do you expect any freshmen to ever start on the offensive line?
On the offensive line, it's going to be tough. I think regardless of anyone's style of play, right, just because of the physical gap that's there. Not saying never, but there's a big physical maturation gap that happens, from 17, 18, 19-year-old freshmen to, some of these 4th, 5th year, 6th year seniors that you're blocking with the refinement of craft, and then just, genetically where guys are at in their maturation process at that point in time.
Type of player that you want to get to run that type of offense?
Along the offensive line in particular? Yeah, I would love for the offensive line to look like a group that could roll into the student rec and win every single pickup basketball game, right? They have length, they have fluidity, they have the ability to bound and change direction. And then obviously, again, size and length is at a premium, right? And so, if they move around campus, they got long levers, the ability to bend, ability to change direction, a little bit of bounce in their step, and then, all that translates to power. So that's kind of a 30,000 foot look at what those guys look like.
It's kind of an aerobic as well as an anaerobic style of training that you have to do with that.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Some of these kids have to go through a physical maturation process, and then you look at the roster, 6'4", 305. How are these kids this big and quick and nimble at such a young age, and then what other physical maturation do they have to go through?
Yeah, I think, again, they picked their parents the right way, right? I mean, genetically, they did good there. The work of our support staff, I mean, it goes without notice, but there's some heroes in the shadows, right? Making sure that training table's on point so that they have clean proteins, they have the complex carbohydrates that they need, and then the guidance and direction, of our nutritionist, and the guidance and the direction of a year-round strength program to where, all right, hey, I might have a little bit of hip immobility that we need to loosen up so that we can squat deeper and get stronger to be in a powerful position that translates to the field, right? So Coach Sobel and his crew do a great job of, there's an overarching, philosophy that we have for each position group, but it's not a cookie cutter approach. As a guy comes in like Kalen Ellis, who, is maximizing the back half of his collegiate career and is obviously coming to us with a foundation from another place, but also some injuries and some different things that we're going to manage and that we're going to work around properly to get them physically ready to play. And then again, I think the biggest thing is the speed at which all 5 of those guys and the nuance of their craft have to play together. Like it goes without notice, and it's just such a technical position that I think often gets just like this label of like, oh, well, it's physical brutality. Like it's not. Like it's a big man's ballet up there that happens to end with some violent contact and some physical punishment. But, these guys do a great job working in unison, communicating, to watch them, work through all the different games and pressures and stunts, and the speed at which their mind is processing all that to apply all those physical skills is really impressive.
You ever been asked this much about the offensive line?
No, and I love it. This is awesome. These guys don't get enough love. I know Coach Schmidt and these bigs are going to come over here and be like, hey, we're getting too much attention, but these are the guys that make it go, right? Like this is where the game is won, and really pleased with where we're at and the work that Coach Schmidt has done, the work that these guys have done with the way that we're going to be able to strap it up and battle in the line of scrimmage this year.
What would you say to fans who are maybe sitting on the fence about checking out the showcase?
I mean, come on through, right? I mean, there's a great opportunity here on Thursday to come support and to come get a great live look at this and to experience, what our guys are doing, the energy that they're bringing, the excitement that is San Diego State football, and to experience some new traditions that we're tying into the San Diego community that we want them to be a part of. So Thursday night, in a lot of ways, it's a dress rehearsal for us as a team, but it's a dress rehearsal for us as a community, right? So 2 weeks from Thursday, we can have that start to become one of the greatest college football home field advantages in the whole country.
Any hints about the new traditions?
There's going to be a tie to Top Gun in the city of San Diego. That's going to start the fourth quarter.
Tom Cruise showing up?
We don't have that in the budget. I'll save the cash to retain the players.
What are some of the objectives or things you're looking for Thursday in the scrim?
To make it as game-like as possible, to come out of it healthy, to take the test being the scrimmage with the guys, work full game day mechanics. We'll have the tablets out, we'll have the coaches up. It'll be the first time in camp with guys in new roles to work through those game day mechanics, and we'll get a few more chances of that as we go. But it'll be our first live dress rehearsal, right? To see truly when the lights come on and there's some strangers in the stands, who's gone about their business the right way and is trained and ready for that opportunity, and who needs a little bit more refinement as we're 14 days away from kicking it off from real. And I'm looking forward to seeing the energy and the enthusiasm that our fans bring to support our kids as well.
A lot of talk in the NFL about getting ready for preseason, and part of that is because, college teams don't need it. They get out and they play well week 1. If you could have a quote-unquote preseason, maybe a couple exhibition games for college players, would you want that, or do you think it's okay how it is?
I mean, I'm always open to the new ideas that are coming, right? There's a lot of stuff that's on the table. The biggest thing that I just want to get squared away is when the portal window is going to be and get that thing down to 1. Like that's the number 1 hurdle right now in our landscape. And until that decision is made, I don't got the time or the mental capacity to think about a whole lot of what other what ifs are going to happen and play out.